Harnessing solar power in your RV is one of the most rewarding upgrades you can make. It gives you the freedom to camp off-grid without worrying about running out of electricity. It saves you money on fuel by reducing generator use, and it gives you peace of mind knowing that your essential appliances can keep running as long as the sun shines. The beauty of solar is that once it's installed, it works quietly and efficiently in the background, turning sunlight into usable power every day. But for many RV owners, the idea of installing a solar system can seem intimidating. Wires, panels, batteries, and controllers sound like the realm of professional electricians. The truth, however, is that with a bit of patience, a careful approach, and the right tools, installing solar in your RV is a project you can tackle yourself in a single weekend. By the time you finish, you'll have not only a reliable power source but also the confidence of knowing exactly how your system works. The first step to understanding solar in your RV is to recognize how the basic components fit together. At the heart of every solar setup are the panels themselves. These sit on the roof of your RV, capturing sunlight and converting it into electrical energy. That raw energy is in the form of direct current, or DC power, which needs to be regulated before it reaches your batteries. This is where the charge controller comes in. Its job is to make sure the flow of power from the panels to the batteries is smooth and safe, preventing overcharging or damage. From there, your batteries store the energy so it's available whenever you need it. Whether you're running lights at night or charging your phone, if you want to power standard household appliances like a coffee maker, a television, or a laptop charger, you'll also need an inverter, which converts DC battery power into alternating current, or AC power, just like what comes from a wall outlet at home. These four pieces, panels, controller, batteries, and inverter, form the foundation of your RV solar system. Before you begin the installation, it's important to size your system correctly. Think about how much energy you use on a typical day. Do you just need enough power to charge phones, run some LED lights, and keep your water pump going? Or do you plan to power larger items like a refrigerator, microwave, or laptop workstation? The more you use, the more panels and battery capacity you'll need. A good way to start is by listing the appliances you plan to use and calculating their power draw in watts. Multiply that by the number of hours you use them in a day, and you'll have a rough estimate of your daily energy needs. From there, you can size your solar system accordingly. Many RV owners find that a 200 to 400 watt solar setup is enough for basic use, while those who want to live fully off-grid may install 800 watts or more. Once you've chosen your equipment, it's time to think about placement. The roof of your RV is the most common location for panels, since it offers unobstructed access to the sun. You'll want to look for flat spaces that aren't shaded by air conditioners, antennas, or roof vents. Keep in mind that even a small amount of shade on one panel can reduce the efficiency of the whole system, so positioning is critical. Some RVers choose flexible panels that can bend slightly and be adhered directly to the roof, while others prefer rigid panels mounted on brackets. Flexible panels are lightweight and sleek, but rigid panels often last longer and perform better in hot weather. Either way, measure carefully and lay out your panels before securing them, ensuring you'll still have room to access roof hatches or equipment for future maintenance. Mounting the panels is straightforward but requires careful sealing to prevent leaks. If you're using rigid panels, you'll typically mount them with brackets screwed into the roof. Each screw hole should be sealed with a strong RV roof sealant to keep water from penetrating. Flexible panels can often be glued down with a high-quality adhesive, eliminating the need for screws. Once your panels are secured, you'll route the wires down into the RV. Many people run the wires through a refrigerator vent, plumbing vent, or a pre-installed solar port if their RV came with one. Wherever you choose, make sure the wires are protected with grommets and sealed with caulk to prevent leaks. Inside the RV, the next step is to connect your solar panels to the charge controller. The wires from the panels should run into the controller's input terminals, while another set of wires will run from the controller to your battery bank. The controller's job is to regulate the voltage and current so your batteries charge safely. There are two main types of charge controllers: PWM, which are more affordable but less efficient, and MPPT, which cost more but can increase the efficiency of your system by up to 30%. If your budget allows, MPPT controllers are usually the better long-term investment, especially if you plan to expand your system in the future. When wiring your batteries, safety is paramount. Batteries store a large amount of energy, and improper connections can be dangerous. Always use appropriately sized cables, usually measured in gauge, and be sure they're rated to handle the current flowing through your system. Connect the positive and negative leads from the charge controller to the corresponding terminals on your battery bank, being careful to tighten the connection securely. It's also a good idea to install a fuse or circuit breaker between the controller and the batteries to protect against shorts or overloads. Once this is complete, your system will begin charging as soon as the panels receive sunlight. If you plan to run AC appliances, the next step is installing the inverter. The inverter should be mounted close to the battery bank to minimize the length of the heavy gauge cables required. From the inverter, you can either plug devices directly into its outlets or, for a more seamless setup, wire it into your RV's electrical system. This latter step is more complex and may require a transfer switch to prevent power from backfeeding into shore power or generator lines. So many RVers stick with the simpler plug-in method at first. Like the charge controller, the inverter should also be protected with a fuse or breaker. Once everything is connected, it's time to test the system. On a sunny day, check your charge controller display to see if it's registering input from the panels. You should see voltage and current flowing into your batteries. Next, test your inverter by plugging in a small appliance, such as a phone charger or lamp. If everything powers on smoothly, congratulations. You've successfully installed solar power in your RV. The benefits of this setup are immediate and profound. No longer are you tied to electrical hookups at campgrounds or the noise of a gas generator. Instead, you can park in remote areas, enjoy the silence of nature, and still have power for lights, water pumps, fans, and electronics. Your solar system is also expandable, so if you find over time that you need more power, you can add additional panels or batteries to grow your setup. One of the most important things to remember is maintenance. Solar panels themselves require very little upkeep, but keeping them clean is essential for efficiency. Dust, pollen, or bird droppings can block sunlight and reduce output. A quick wipe with a damp cloth every few weeks is usually enough. It's also wise to check your connections periodically, tightening any loose terminals and inspecting wires for wear. Batteries should be monitored as well, ensuring they don't discharge too deeply and are kept within safe operating ranges. Beyond the basics, there are several ways to optimize your system. Tilting your panels, for instance, can increase their efficiency by aligning them with the sun's angle, though this requires adjustable mounts and occasional manual adjustment. Using a battery monitor gives you precise data on your state of charge, helping you manage power use more effectively. If you camp in colder climates, consider insulating your batteries or switching to lithium batteries, which are lighter, more efficient, and last longer than traditional lead-acid options. Though they come with a higher upfront cost, many RVers find lithium batteries to be the ultimate upgrade for an off-grid solar system. Over time, you'll get a feel for how your system performs and what adjustments, if any, you need. You may find that your original 200 watts of panels are enough for weekend trips, but want to expand to 400 watts for extended boondocking. Or you may decide to pair your solar with a small generator for cloudy days, creating a hybrid system that gives you the best of both worlds. The flexibility of solar is one of its greatest strengths. It grows with your needs and adapts to your lifestyle. Installing solar power in your RV isn't just a practical improvement, it's a lifestyle change. It gives you the freedom to camp where you want, when you want, without being tethered to the grid. It reduces your environmental impact by replacing noisy, polluting generators with clean, renewable energy. And it provides peace of mind knowing that wherever you are, the sun will rise and power your journey. For many RV owners, the first night off-grid after installing solar is unforgettable. You sit beneath the stars listening to the sounds of nature, with lights glowing softly inside your rig and your devices charging quietly. No generator hum, no worries about draining the battery too low. Just the comfort of knowing your home, on wheels, is powered by the same sun that lights the sky. That moment makes all the effort of installation worthwhile. By taking the time to install solar yourself, you also gain a deeper connection to your RV.